had the pleasure of knowing Al since the early 70s when I started in the field. He and I both, around the same time, actually met him down at UCP on Fort Pitt Boulevard in town. That was the corporate headquarters. He and his wife were both working there then. It was the beginning of a great friendship.
The one thing that really struck me about Al was his dedication. And even though he was in a leadership role, because I started in the residential program and then was a part of the cognitive retraining team, Al wasn't afraid to pitch in and help. He was a leader that worked alongside his employees.
I met Al in 1994 when he hired me to be the controller of the then UCP of Pittsburgh. He told me then that this would be the most fulfilling work that I have ever done, and he was right.
When I first met Al, I was very interested in Al because he was a human dynamo. He had more energy than anybody I'd ever met. And I only stuck around in class for 40 years to find out when he would finally wind down. And he hasn't. He's still going just as strong as he has always. And maybe he'll continue his activities and slow a little bit, but I expect he'll be this way forever.
I've been in the field mostly my whole life, just being around him, coming to the office with him as a kid. I remember playing as on the mats, being 6 or 7, running around, playing with balls, and just it was always been around, so it seemed like a seamless fit to work in the building.
My name is Jeff Parker, and the reason I'm here is because Al actually worked for me for a couple years. I was on the board of class back when it was UCP, and after several years Al turned the tables on me. He hired me, and then I worked for him for the next 14 years or so.
Al's done so many things, and I'm not sure I even know all the things that he's done, but the interest in our programs that Al has led for all the years has spread widely, and we've become a model for so many other cities and places outside of the country to follow the examples of the programs and develop programs that we have developed here.
Al has been a leader in the community because he's been a strong advocate for all people, not just people with disabilities, but especially for people with disabilities.
Al looks at things from a very high level perspective. He looks at not fixing the individual, but fixing the overall problem.
Al would explain, he'd actually bust the myth about independence. Al explains how everybody's interdependent. Everybody relies on somebody else for something. So there is no such thing as living independently. We all live interdependently.
I'm sure someone else is going to share this story, but it was back in the 70s that he had the brain concept of having a human service volleyball league. And with such a league, you could bring together all human service providers where collaboration could occur. And that was an extraordinary accomplishment in and of itself. But what I found wonderful in that experience was the opportunity to party and get together afterwards. Our time at the Putzies on the bottoms in the McKees Rocks, where we would get together after volleyball nights, or the Down Under Disco, where we went dancing and had great times. Back when we were able to do that before we had family obligations and such.
Dad, congratulations. You've had a great career. You deserve this retirement. Live it up, travel, enjoy your grandson and the grandchildren to follow. Love you.
I think Al has earned anything that's coming his way in his retirement. I hope it's a long and happy retirement. He's drained himself of passion for class and for other disability issues, and I don't know what he plans to do, but I hope whatever he's doing, he'll be very happy and continue with his high energy and passion, and I'm sure he will.
I want to congratulate you, Al, on your upcoming retirement. Thank you for hiring me.
I really appreciate your leadership to the agency, and your leadership in the community. And so I congratulate you. I wish you the very, very best. You now get an opportunity to rewrite your story.
Well, thanks, Al. 47 years of friendship, business work together, achievements in the field. You're a great guy. I look forward to seeing you on the links.
When I look at bosses and rate them, I use the Star Trek scorecard on rating your boss. And it's kind of, is your boss more like Captain Kirk, or are they more like Captain Picard? And you know, Captain Kirk would say, we're going to go where no man has gone before. Captain Picard would rely on his team, his crew. Now when we look at Captain Condalucci, he has officers and directors that he really uses their leadership and their expertise. And he would say, we're going to take this agency someplace where no agency has gone before, and maybe someone will mention, well, do we have the funding to do it? Or do we have the staff to do it? Or can our building handle all this? And then Al would say, well, I guess we're not going to go there, at least not today. So with that, Al, what I want to say to you is remember, there's still a lot of people to still get out of there, and to live long and prosper, and we'll see you in the Delta Quadrant. Thanks.